Fitchburg Board of Public Works for October 1st, 2022, held in City Hall in the Francis Huntley Cooper Council Chambers. Tonight we have our full quorum. Attending in council chambers, Alder Wheeler, Michael Granetsky, myself, Dave Wilborn, and Kim Lobdell zooming in from sunny Florida. We hate her. She's on, you made our list, okay. Call to order. First, public appearances for non-agenda items. We have none. No one is online, so I'll move to agenda item 3, approval of minutes. Do we have a motion to approve the March 21st meeting minutes?
I so move we approve March 21st, 2022 meetings.
We have a second.
Second.
Second by Granetsky. Discussion. Do we have any questions? Seeing none, we'll call the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, agenda item 4, report from the department head, Mr. Bill Balke.
Good evening, afternoon, morning, whichever you're viewing today. We have a couple of events coming up. The first one is this weekend, April 9th, is our not brush and recycling, the e-cycling and the shred event that we have. It'll be here at City Hall. And if you go on our city website here, let me just share this with you all. There we go. Our city website, if you go down to this little tab here on community events, you click on that, you'll see spring recycling and shred event. And there's a little brochure here that will tell you the details of it. It's from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Saturday here at the City Hall campus. There's a map that shows the different areas also where we're doing the e-cycling and the shredding. Just a couple things to note. If you're bringing stuff down for shredding, that they should be confidential documents. Don't bring your newspapers and things like that. Typically, we would allow up to 3 grocery-sized bags of material to be shredded. And make sure you don't have anything that's metal in there, like big 3-ring binders or the tabs with the hanging file folders and things like that, and no CDs. So we also are hosting the electronic recycling at the same event. That's in part by Resource Solutions. They come in and they'll take your recycling things like laptops, CPUs, cell phones, remote controls. There is a fee for some items such as anything that involves like a TV screen. So there's a fee for those. And consoles, microwaves, anything that has Freon, like your what are they? Dehumidifiers and air conditioning units. So there are fees for those. They do accept cash, check, and credit card at the events. So bring that along, and they can go from there. Then we also have the med drop there. You have to bring it into the police department, but we do accept medications that you have expired prescriptions, things like that you need to get rid of. We ask that your prescriptions be put in a plastic bag, clear Ziploc bag, and then dropped into the med drop area. So that's this weekend, April 9th from 8 to 11 p.m. a.m. 8 a.m. to 11 a.m.
All right.
You don't want to be there all day. April 26th, we've got some waterway cleanups, and we'll be posting some more information with that. There's 4 or 5 groups around the community that are going out along our waterways and picking up, trash and debris along those, and then Public Works goes and picks those up. So it's an opportunity to help out and, pick some stuff up, make our community look sparkling new again. And we do have some meetings coming up with regarding to the transit network update that's being conducted by Metro Transit. This coming up April 14th, the Transportation and Transit Commission is looking at the proposed route changes as well as some amendments and discussing any proposed changes that they would like to see. So we've got that coming up on April 14th. The proposal will come to Committee of the Whole on April 27th. And then the City Council will be taking action on that May 24th for the final recommendation to how we're going to provide service, or our recommendation for service to Fitchburg. That's pretty much what we have here, if you have any questions.
Thank you, Bill. Any questions for Bill? Bill, I've seen him come by a couple times. Where are we with street sweeping? Are we through the city? Are we close, halfway? Do you have any sense?
Yeah, we've been running the street sweepers in between the snowstorms. But I think they've been through the city once, and we're starting to make a second round. It takes a little bit longer to get through the first time with all the debris on the road.
Yeah.
So I think they've been through once and are currently making their second round.
They did a nice job in my neighborhood. Sheen does a good job. All right. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate the report. We'll move on to our agenda items. The first is Resolution R 5322, 2021-22 salt purchase. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Granetsky. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Wheeler. Member Wilborn has a question about this one. I'll let you go, Dave.
Okay, my question, Bill, is it says 2021 to 2022 salt purchase, and we're actually gonna be using this salt purchase for 22-23, are we not?
Should this be 2021, 22, 23?
Yeah, 22-23.
Well, sort of, but it's kind of complicated. We've already put in an order for our 22-23 salt, and then we do the purchase order in the year that we're actually accepting it. So we did it similar last year in April. We did a contract approval that we were going to go forward and purchase this in 22. And this is the pre-approval that matches the order we put in 21. They won't allow us to spend the money in the year that we put the order in.
Understood. Thank you. Thank you. Just for the record, we're buying 400 tons, and it's approximately $84 a ton through the state rate. So the salt we purchase for our roads, if you look at roughly $33,000 a year is what it costs us for the salt on the road. Now, these are a relatively reasonable amount. The trucks and labor is obviously quite a bit more, but the salt is real, I would say, I don't want to say inexpensive, but a modest cost, I feel. All right, so no more discussion. We'll call the vote.
Question. I have a
Go ahead,
question.
Kim. Go ahead,
How much
please.
salt did we use last year, Bill? Do you have any idea?
I do. It's in the annual report for the DN that we looked at last meeting. I don't have that number in front of me, but it's in that report.
Okay, more, no idea, like more than 400 or less than the 400?
The number eludes me. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. The way I read it is that one of them is you could put an amount in to get as a pre-fill in the early portion of the year, and then the seasonal fill comes after the end of the year, like you would be restocking, what you had used through the year. That was when I read through the purchase order. That was sort of the way I interpreted it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we used less last year than average, would be my guess, but I'll have to look at the report. Yeah, okay. Any
Thank
other
you.
questions? All right. We'll call the vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next resolution, R 5922, approving agreement for subdivision improvements in the plat of O'Brien Flats. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Wheeler. Do we have a second?
Second.
A second. Second by Granetsky. So if I read this right, Bill, public improvements are included in this: Lacey Road turn lanes, sidewalks, MMSD, interceptor fees, trees. Anything else I'm missing there?
No, we do have one amendment to the agreement that I'd like to discuss with
Okay.
you.
Please bring it at this time.
This kind of is an agreement in motion right now. We're trying to get everything finalized before the council, and We did have one proposal that we floated out to the developer this morning in an email to add a clause to the agreement. And if you scroll down to section 1.03, subsection 2, sanitary sewer.
Give me a minute here.
What is it again?
It's 1.03, subsection 2. It's on page,
Sanitary sewer, okay.
13.
Page 13.
Well, actually, it's page 2. Page 3 of 16.
Page 13 of the packet.
Yeah.
103 subsection 2, you said, Bill?
yes. So where it says there, the subdivisor shall sign a waiver of hearing notice and right to contest special assessment for sanitary sewer installed adjacent to Lot 1 within the plat in a city format prior to the city signing the plat. We would like to duplicate that section in 1.04, except swap out sanitary sewer for water main and include that as a waiver as well. As part of the Lacey Road Seminole intersection improvements, we will be extending water main through that section too. And this was unforeseen when we put the preliminary assessment together back in 2021 for the sanitary sewer. So now we're looking to include that as a clause that they would sign this waiver for that as well, for the water main.
So you did say you proposed that to them in an email today?
We
you get
did.
a
We
response?
have not heard back from them today, but by council meeting next week, we're hoping to have that finally resolved. That this will be a requirement. We don't know if there will be pushback from the developer.
Bill, so would this be under water improvements, section 1.04, adding clause 3 is where this would go?
Correct.
Okay.
But you're going to have it in both places?
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Bill.
Yeah, okay. So the one in 1.03, that doesn't require any change. So as I read this, I will be entertaining a motion to include in section 1.04, clause 3, the subdivider shall sign a waiver of hearing notice and right to contest special assessments for water main installed adjacent to Lot 1 within the plat in city format prior to the city signing the plat. I have someone that would make that motion.
So moved.
Okay, we have a second.
I'll second it.
Second by Wilborn.
So we're just changing it from where it says sanitary sewer in 103, it'll be water in the other one.
In
Correct.
104, clause 3, I guess. Any discussion on this? Kim, anything?
I have another question on something else. Do you just want me to wait?
Let's do the
till-
amendment first, and then can we come back
Okay.
to your question unless it's related to
Sure,
this? Okay.
yep. Nope, not related to the sanitary or the water.
Okay. So we have a motion and moved and motioned discussion, then we'll call the vote. All in favor of this amendment signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Kim, back to you. You had another question on
Yep,
this.
under section 3, under the parkland dedication and all that, why is it all zeros?
Parkland's only dedicated for residential development, and there's no residential development going in within that plat area.
Okay,
So I would note, it's probably not that typical that we would we'd be requiring them to add a turn lane on the road, but this is necessary. This is necessary here for this. Any other questions on this then? All right, give me 1 sec to page back up. sorry, I'm a little slow here. Okay,
So if this is still a work in process, Bill, if anything else changes before then, does it have to come back to us? Or is there any way that we can cover that if you're trying to meet a specific deadline?
good question, yeah. You're trying to get this to council?
We're trying to get this to council. There's a closing date that the developer has to meet with the tenants that are going to be buying the land. So we're trying to keep it moving forward as quick as we can with as much information as we can up until the point, if it comes back that there needs to be amendments to the agreement, it would have to come back through the board and the council.
Okay. Keep us informed. Kim, you always have the option to, at the council meeting to zoom in and make a comment too, so. But keep us
Okay.
informed if anything changes, Bill. All right, moving on. Next, Resolution R 6122, approving change order with CTW Corporation for well.
Wait a minute, we never
Oh, we didn't
voted
vote.
on the
We didn't
whole
vote. Okay.
motion.
All in favor of Resolution R 5922 as amended, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed, thank you, Kim. Motion carries. Next, Resolution R 6122, approving change order with CTW Corporation for well number 11 emergency repairs. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Wheeler,
move
do we
to-
have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Lobdell. Bill, I thought that was a very good summary of the work done by CTW in that letter outlining what had been done. So is the total cost roughly 50,000 for the repairs, or was it, we had a 20,000 initially, is it 70,000 or is it 50?
I believe it's 70,000.
Okay, we initially had 20 and the change is for 50,000, okay?
Yeah, the initial is 20. We're doing a change order for 50.
Okay, all right, so the total is gonna be roughly 70,000, so. I saw in there was something about reusing the anodes on there. Have they made a decision on that? Do all our wells, I'm assuming maybe we have anodes in all of them to prevent the corrosion?
We do.
Okay. And have you come up with a plan, to try to, so we don't get the biological, problem that we had, that caused the corrosion this time?
I believe that we're going to be doing a change in our operation of the well in order to make sure that the water isn't as stagnant as long. So
Okay.
we're going to be flushing water down into the well, chlorinated water, just to get that stirred up and make sure that the bacteria or the little microbes aren't congregating in the area. So
Okay.
that's something that they're recommending that we do.
What do we do? Do we have, I don't want to say yearly inspection, what's our inspection interval, or do we televise? I should know this, I apologize for my ignorance, but, for our wells, do we just let them run? I know we don't just let them run until something fails, we're pretty responsible water utilities, so maybe you can describe what that interval is, or approximately what we do on our wells for a maintenance?
That's a discussion.
Or
that
I tell you what, can Tracy send us, something on that?
Absolutely. I can talk with our water supervisor and Tracy
Or, yeah.
to come up with, a little program or presentation for you.
We don't need much, well, I'm just curious, so we, something like this happens, people question, well, do you guys know what you're doing? I said, yeah, I assure them that we do,
Yeah.
and these things, this is the second time this has happened, in my tenure on the board. So it's pretty rare, but it is expensive. I'm thankful we have a good contractor that could help us resolve this relatively quickly too. All right. Any other questions on this? Sorry to dominate the discussion here. Okay, then seeing none, we'll call the vote. All in favor of Resolution R 61-22, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, motion carries. Next, Resolution R 6722 for the plat of Highland. Someone make a motion to postpone this resolution.
I so move. put it off into the distance.
Or
R60.
postponed, second by Wilborn. Any sense when this would come back, Bill?
I'm not exactly sure. We sent the initial agreement to them. They had 18 points of contention
18, huh?
within the agreement. I think Tracy was able to get them down to less than 5, but there's still some big items that we need to resolve.
We'll wait to hear. We will wait to hear. So, okay. All in favor
Where
of?
is this, where is this development, Bill? Highfield Reserve?
Yes, this is the area of the urban service area amendment that was south of Fahey Fields. It's south of
Okay.
Nobel, west of
Okay,
Sain.
okay. Thank you.
Good question, Kim. I'm sorry for going too fast here. People would like to know where these are. Yep. All right, all in favor of postponing resolution R6722 signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? It is postponed. Next, I'll entertain a motion for resolution R5522 approving agreement for subdivision improvements in the plat of second addition to Terra Vesa.
I'll move approval of resolution R5522.
Moved by Lobdell. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Granetsky. Bill, are you satisfied with the improvements?
Yes, we have the agreement, and the developer has approved of those as well.
Okay. Have no punch list items on this one?
No, this is.
Oh, this is the agreement, I'm
This is
sorry.
the actual
I'm
agreement.
sorry, it's
Yeah.
the agreement. We're approving the agreement, not the improvements themselves. I'm sorry. Any questions on this one? Terra Vesa, again, is the far side of the city. Seeing none, all in favor of resolution R5522 signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Announcements, next Board of Public Works meeting is April 18th, 2022 at 5:30. Please let me or Bill know if you're not going to be able to make that so we can verify a quorum. With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move adjournment.
So moved.
Moved by Wheeler, I'll give the second to Lobdell. Call the vote, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
We are adjourned.